Hey y'all, I'm at I-78. Happy Monday. Happy Monday. Just want to jump on real quick. As you guys know, today is the first day of the 2024 Democratic National Convention. We are expected to hear from our current president, Joe Biden, tonight. But right now, we are going to get into a clips speech from Kamala Harris from this past Friday in Raleigh, North Carolina, where she gave us a preview into her economic plan. So since the convention starts tonight, we want to know exactly what we should be looking for. So we're going to go ahead and get started because we will be back at 6 once the convention officially starts. So for right now, let's see what current VP has to say about what she going to do when she become president. Hey, Blockbuster, how you doing? Hey, Eric, appreciate you for stopping by. So let's see what she got to say.
And good afternoon to everyone here. Thank you to all of the incredible leaders with us today, including my friend, the Governor, Roy Cooper. Where is he? Here with his daughter. Every time I land in North Carolina, I'm just literally coming down the stairs of Air Force Two, I will shout to Roy Cooper, "What number is it, Roy?" And today he shouted 16, which is the number of times I've been in this beautiful state since I've been vice president. Every time. I want to thank your next governor, Attorney General Josh Stein. He's doing incredible work. He's going to be an extraordinary governor. Representatives Adam, Manning, Fushi, and Nickel, thank you all for your support, for your friendship, for your leadership. Chair Thomas of the Wake County Board of Commissioners, thank you for all that you do. And to all the leaders that are here today, including the students and instructors here at Wake Tech North. Thank you. Thank you. So thank you all. So listen.
Hey, Rough Hands, how you doing?
This election, I do strongly believe, is about two very different visions for our nation. One, ours, focused on the future, and the other, focused on the past. We see that contrast clearly in many ways, including when it comes to how we think about the economy. So our country has come a long way since President Biden and I took office.
Have we now?
At that time, we sadly remember the millions of Americans that were out of work. We were facing
They're still out of work.
One of the worst economic crises in modern history. And today, by virtually every measure, our economy is the strongest in the world.
No, ma'am. No, ma'am.
We have created 16 million new jobs. We've made historic investments in infrastructure, in chips manufacturing,
Where?
clean energy. And new numbers this week alone
the chips
show
ain't even
that
made over
inflation
here.
is down under 3%.
No, it's not. It's at 3.8 as of right now.
And as President of the United States, it will be my intention to build on the foundation of this progress. Still, we know that many Americans don't yet feel that progress in their daily lives. Costs are still too high. And on a deeper level, for too many people, no matter how much they work, it feels so hard to just be able to get ahead. As president, I will be laser focused on creating opportunities for the middle class that advance their economic security, stability, and dignity. Together, we will build what I call an opportunity economy.
Where have we heard that from?
An opportunity economy. An economy where everyone can compete and have a real chance to succeed. Everyone, regardless of who they are or where they
But don't
start,
you have to work for
has
that?
an opportunity to build wealth for themselves and their children. And where we remove the barriers to opportunity, so anyone who wants to start a business or advance their career can access the tools and the resources that are necessary to do so. I will focus on cutting needless bureaucracy and unnecessary regulatory red tape.
Such as what? Can we get an
And
example?
encouraging innovative technologies while protecting consumers, and creating a stable business environment with consistent and transparent rules of the road.
What does that
As
look
president,
like?
I will bring together labor with small businesses and major companies to invest in America,
Okay.
to create good jobs, achieve broad-based growth, and ensure that America continues to define the future and lead the world.
Eric, I don't know.
And key to creating this opportunity economy is building up our middle class.
1,308 days.
It is essential. The middle class is one of America's greatest strengths. And to protect it, then, we must defend basic principles, such as your salary should be enough to provide you and your family with a good quality of life.
Okay, I'll give you that. Yeah, absolutely.
Such as no child should have to grow up in poverty. Such as after years of hard work, you should be able to retire with dignity. And you should be able to join a union if you choose. Building up the middle class will be a defining goal of my presidency, because I strongly believe when the middle class is strong, America is strong.
Okay, all them people clapping, and most of y'all ain't even considered middle class. Y'all still trying to get there.
So in the weeks to come, I will address in greater detail my plans to build an opportunity economy. And today, I will focus on one element that's on the minds of many Americans as they pay their bills at the kitchen table or walk the aisles of a grocery store. And that is lowering the cost of living. So every day across our nation, families talk about their plans for the future, their ambitions, their aspirations for themselves, for their children. And they talk about how they're going to be able to actually achieve them financially. Because look, the bills add up.
They always add up.
Food, rent, gas, back to school clothes, prescription medication. After all that, for many families, there's not much left at the end of the month. I grew up in a middle-class household. For most of my childhood, we were renters. My mother saved for well over a decade to buy a home. I was a teenager when that day finally came.
Okay, well,
And I
y'all
can
was solid
remember
middle
so
class. It
well
shouldn't have
how
taken her a
excited
decade.
she was. I kind of understood what it meant, but we called her Mommy. Mommy was so excited. It just made us excited that she was so excited. Later in college, I worked at McDonald's to earn spending money. Well, some of the people I worked with were raising families on that paycheck. They worked second or even third jobs to pay rent and buy food. That only gets harder when the cost of living goes up.
You mean like it did under
When
your
I am
current
elected president, I
administration?
will make it a top priority to bring down costs and increase economic security for all Americans. As president, I will take on the high costs that matter most to most Americans, like the cost of food. We all know that prices went up during the pandemic when the supply chains shut down and failed. But our supply chains have now improved, and prices are still too high. A loaf of bread costs 50% more today than it did before the pandemic. Ground beef
But all of that's on
is
your
up
watch.
almost 50%.
That's on your watch too.
Many of the big food companies are seeing their highest profits in 2 decades.
But all this is
And
happening on your
while
watch.
many grocery chains pass along these savings, others still aren't. Look, I know most businesses are creating jobs, contributing to our economy, and playing by the rules. But some are not.
What are the rules?
And that's just not right. And we need to take action when that is the case.
What's the thing? What's the thing? This is what I'm saying. Well, my thing is, have some people in there clapping, and they're not even middle class.
In California, I went after companies that illegally increased prices, including wholesalers that inflated the price of prescription medication.
So you finna go after everybody?
And companies that conspired with competitors to keep prices of electronics high.
They cost because of supply chain that y'all destroyed. Y'all had to work out with that jab,
so
man.
As president, I will go after the bad actors. And I will work to pass the first ever federal ban on price gauging on food.
That's the last place you need to be in Chicago.
My plan will include new penalties for opportunistic companies that exploit crises and break the rules. And we will support smaller food businesses that are trying to play by the rules and get ahead.
What are the rules?
We will help the food industry become more competitive because I believe competition is the lifeblood of our economy. More competition means lower prices for you and your families. Now compare what Donald Trump plans to do. He wants to impose what is in effect a national sales tax on everyday products and basic necessities that we import from other countries. That will devastate Americans. It will mean higher prices on just about every one of your daily needs. A Trump tax on gas, a Trump tax on food, a Trump tax on clothing, a Trump tax on over-the-counter medication.
I literally was just watching him like an hour ago.
Economists have done the math. Donald Trump's plan would cost a typical family $3,900 a year.
Well, I mean, your current plan is costing
At this moment, when everyday prices are too high, he will make them even higher. As president, I'll take on the issue of the cost of health care. As Attorney General, I took on insurance companies and Big Pharma and got them to lower their prices. And together with President Biden, we've gone even further. We capped the price of insulin at $35 a month, and the total cost...
I don't take insulin.
And the total cost of prescription drugs at $2,000 a year for seniors. We let Medicare negotiate
what about us working
lower
people?
Drug prices for seniors. And just yesterday, we announced that we are lowering the price by up to 80% for 10 more life-saving drugs.
We went for those of y'all who were here. We went through that list. and the biggest cut on one of it was like 76%, but it was only subscribed to like 17,000 people in 2026.
And I pledge to continue this progress. I'll lower the cost of insulin and prescription drugs for everyone with your support, not only our
I
seniors.
don't need insulin.
And demand transparency from the middlemen who operate between Big Pharma and the insurance companies who use opaque practices to raise your drug prices and profit off your need for medicine. 2 months ago, I announced that medical debt will no longer be used against your credit score.
I can get with that. I can get with that. I can get with that.
And I will work as president with states like here in North Carolina, Roy Cooper, thank you again, to cancel medical debt for more and more, millions more Americans.
Because you can't be saying cancel medical debt because you're still gonna owe it. It just won't be it won't factor in your credit score.
As for Donald Trump, well, he wants to repeal the Affordable Care Act, which
First, I can't do this.
45 million Americans rely on. 45 million Americans.
I could not get
rely
qualified
on
for that shit to
for
save my
healthcare.
life.
That would take us back
Hey, Derek.
to a time when insurance companies could deny people with pre-existing conditions. We all remember what that was.
Just say no. Shit.
And we're not going back. We're not going back. We're not going back. And remember, and this is why we're not going back, because we do remember, he tried to cut Medicare every year he was president, threatening a program that tens of millions of seniors count on. And according to his Project 2025 agenda,
And that's not his
he
project.
intends to undo our work to bring down prescription drugs, the cost of prescription drugs, and insulin costs. Well, we've come too far to let that happen. So we're not going back on that. And let's talk about the cost of housing. So now the housing market can be complicated, but look, I'm not new to this issue. As State Attorney General, I drafted and helped pass a homeowner bill of rights, one of the first in America. And during the foreclosure crisis, I took on the big banks for predatory lending with many of my colleagues.
Didn't that happen under Obama?
And won $20 billion for California families when I was Attorney General.
Where's that money now?
So I know how to fight for people who are being exploited in the housing market. And I know what home ownership means. It's more than a financial transaction. It's so much more than that. It's more than a house. Home ownership and what that means, it's a symbol of the pride that comes with hard work. It's financial security.
It's really not.
It represents what you will be able to do for your children.
Provided you get to stay there that long. Houses are really worth this now. That's really not the way to get paid. That's really not the way to work.
And sadly, right now, it is out of reach for far too many American families. There's a serious housing shortage. In many places, it's too difficult to build, and it's driving prices up. As president, I will work in partnership with industry to build the housing we need, both to rent and to buy. We will take down barriers and cut red tape, including at the state and local levels.
And with black women too, that's the trip part. You're going to lock up black people type of time.
And by the end of my first term, we will end America's housing shortage by building 3 million new homes and rentals.
Let's not go fix the shortage.
That are affordable for the middle class.
That doesn't fix the shortage. And it's not even
do
a
that
shortage.
together.
People just can't afford to get into
We
them,
will
so that's
do
not a
that
shortage.
together. And we will make sure those homes actually go to working and middle class Americans.
And how you gonna do that?
Not just investors. Because some corporate landlords, some of them buy dozens, if not hundreds of houses and apartments. Then they turn them around and rent them out at extremely high prices. And it can make it impossible then for regular people to be able to buy or even rent a home.
Now, any other time y'all being called regular,
Corporate
y'all would be offended.
landlords collude with each other to set artificially high rental prices, often using algorithms in price-fixing software to do it. It's anti-competitive and it drives up costs. I will fight for a law that cracks down on these practices. We also know that as the price of housing has gone up, the size of down payments have gone up as well. Even
Hi, Harry.
if aspiring
we're going to be
homeowners save for
broadcasting
years,
the DNC.
it often still is not enough. So in addition, while we work on the housing shortage, my administration will provide first-time home buyers with $25,000 to help with the down payment on a new home.
Okay, so y'all clearly, hold on, I gotta press pause. Real quick. Okay, clearly these people that's doing all that hooping and hollering don't know what's going on, because you can actually get that from the lender right now, because that's who we get the $25,000. It's essentially a rebate. So if you're buying a $400,000 house and you get this $25,000 rebate, that is only going to lower your monthly payment by about $30. You're not going to get a check in your hand for $25,000. So if the house you want requires a $50,000 down payment, you still need some money. So what is this doing? What? But again, when you talking to people who don't know any better and don't know what's going on, they think they're doing something. You're not getting a check in your hand for $25,000. Just like when you go buy a car and it's a rebate, you don't get that in your hands. So I don't understand what's going on. But anyway. So yeah, if you get a house and you because because this lender's already giving out the $25,000 now. It doesn't come off your down payment, it comes off the price of the house. So if you say the house you want was $450 and then they apply that 25, it's down to $425, you still need to be trying to come up with that down payment. So this is really nothing if you look at it. And I just verified this, y'all, because literally around the corner from my house, they are building. There's 5 that are completed that are up for sale. From what the lady told me as I was riding by on my way back here, one is closed, and they did put that $25,000 rebate on there. But that, yeah, nothing for your down payment. But let's continue on.
We can do this.
So where's that? Even if she was gonna give everybody $25,000 check in their hand, where's this money coming from? According to them, the little, you know what I'm saying, $1,200 that everybody got for the pandemic is supposedly got us in this financial ruin. So if $1,200 to do it, what you think $25,000 gonna do? I got questions. How we paying for this?
All to help more Americans experience the pride of home ownership and the financial security that it represents.
It's not financial security if it ain't paid for.
But here's what Donald Trump would do. If his Project 2025 agenda is put into effect It will add
Oh, Lord.
around
We got trolls.
$1,200 a year to the typical American mortgage. He's got it backward. We should be doing everything we can to make it more affordable to buy a home, not less.
Well, here's the thought. Why don't y'all start factoring in
Finally,
the
there's
upkeep
one
into
more
the price
way
of the house?
I will help
That way you already
families
done
deal
paid
with
for it.
rising costs. And that's by letting you keep more of your hard-earned money.
How we doing that?
Under my plan, more than 100 million Americans will get a tax cut, and we will do this by restoring 2 tax cuts designed to help middle class and working Americans. The Earned Income Tax Credit.
It doesn't help me. I don't have any kids.
And the Child Tax Credit.
That don't help me either.
Through which millions of Americans with children got to keep more of their hard-earned income. We know this works.
But you applying it to people who didn't have
has a
any income as
direct
well. So how's that
impact
working?
on so many issues, including child poverty. We know it works. So as president, I'll not only restore that tax cut, but expand it. We will provide $6,000 in tax relief to families during the first year of a child's life.
What about the rest of
Now
them?
think what that means. Think what that means. That is a vital year of critical
How do you
development
know?
of
You
the
don't
child.
have any kids.
And the cost can really add
You
up.
don't have any kids. How you
Especially
know
for
this?
young parents who need to buy diapers and clothes and a car seat and so much else. And we will do this while reducing the deficit. Compare
You said
my plan with
165 is
what
gonna
Donald
get you
Trump
far.
intends
Okay.
to do. He plans to give billionaires massive tax cuts year after year. And he plans to cut corporate taxes by over $1 trillion, even as they pull in record profits. And that's on top of the $2 trillion tax cut he already signed into law when he was president, which, by the way,
Child, I didn't feel that at all.
overwhelmingly went to the wealthiest Americans and corporations
I didn't feel
and
any effects of that
exploded
at all.
the national deficit. You know, I think that if you want to know who someone cares about, look who they fight for. Look who they fight for. Donald Trump fights for billionaires and large corporations. I will fight to give money back to working and middle class Americans.
If that was truly the problem, then why didn't they undo it?
So I'll end with this. 2 days ago, Donald Trump was here in North Carolina. He said he was going to talk about the economy. I think you all watched. You know what I'm about to say. But he offered no serious plans to reduce
Democrats
the
do it
cost
too,
for
Queen.
middle class families. No plans
Woke as hell messing
to
around with
expand
Obama.
access to housing or health care. And that actually, I think for most of us, was not surprising. Because we already know his plans. We know the Project 2025 agenda. So there's a choice in this election. Donald Trump's plans to devastate the middle class, punish working people, and make the cost of living go up for millions of Americans. And on the other hand, when I'm elected president, what we'll do...
He didn't get out of nothing.
We'll do to bring down costs, increase the security and stability financially of your family, and expand opportunity for working and middle class Americans.
Oh, we're playing big.
So now,
how are you?
now is the time to chart a new way forward. Now is the time to chart a new way forward. To build.
She's gonna bring down cost like this. Truth. can't set nobody
A
prices.
new way forward. Yes, a new way forward. To build an
Especially
America
when we don't make
where
anything over here.
everyone's
Can't set
work
nobody
is
prices.
rewarded and talents are valued, where we work with
How
labor
does
and
this okay
business
a
to
black folk?
strengthen the
There
American
ain't been nobody
economy,
black in this
and
conversation.
where everyone has the opportunity not just to get by, but to get ahead. So I thank you, North Carolina. We're going to get this done. And with your help,
We ain't gonna win no
God bless
Carolina.
you, and God bless the United
That is
States of
not
America.
happening.
God bless you.
Child, North Carolina always red. Yeah, no, they ain't gonna talk about because again, we're America. We good enough to be able to, you know what I'm saying, absorb all of that without it actually affecting us when every when everybody with any kind of, you know what I'm saying, eyes can see that ain't what's going on. So yeah. Everybody can see we are not in a position where we can absorb all these asylum seekers. I'm gonna be nice over here and everybody be okay. It ain't happening. So yeah, we'll see what's said tonight. Cause like I said, we gonna cover the DNC and see what's being said. Cause this is gonna be historic on a small scale because the current president has never spoken on the first night, which is usually considered, the trash night of a national convention of their party. So we're gonna see how that work out. But Joe will be on tonight, and we will be back in about an hour, 6 o'clock, so we can get get this party started and see what's being said. But now that we know a little bit about where her economic policy is gonna be, we can see what else. Drop the link. Hold on, we can see what else is gonna be said to support this during this convention. That's why we showed this. Hold on. Hold on. So yeah, we know what we're looking for now. We know what we're looking for. But Queen Friday was the first time she actually talked in detail, such as she did about what she was trying to do. In them other 10, 15 minutes, hell, she ain't been telling us nothing with that. It's on there, Eric. That was sufficient. That was sufficient at all. So yeah, now we know what we need and then see whatever she say Thursday, make sure it match up to this. You're welcome, Harry. Make sure you're back at 6 if you need to go. You know what I'm saying? Get your snacks, get your water, get your drink, whatever it is you need to do. Hey Josh, how you doing? Hey Eric. Sir, what are you doing? She wants to give home, but that she's not giving them a credit. That's essentially you can get that same 25,000 from the buyer from the lender right now. All that's gonna do is like buying a car. You're not getting 25 in your hand, and it's not coming directly off the down payment. It's coming off the price of the house after they add on the taxes and the fees and all the other good stuff. So that ain't really gonna do much. Hey Eric,
Hey, Amanas.
plus you got to get it passed. Where is 25 coming from?
You
And
know what she
EIC,
you know what she
they
mentioned
don't
that
we don't
for?
have no kids. What you say?
You know what she mentioned that for? That 25K?
Mm-hmm. Why?
Who you think it mentioned it for?
Well, I mean, first of all, I didn't hear any, stipulations about, who was going to be getting it because you got to come up with a qualifying process. And well, who's to say that the asylum seekers not going to get their hands on it?
That's who's getting it.
Republicans, if Republicans ain't trying to cancel student loan debt, they ain't giving you $25,000 in your hand. It ain't happening.
Yep,
That's not happening.
that is correct.
Is he really still on here?
So, I mean, my biggest problem is she basically needs to explain on how we're supposed to get it. And then pretty much, okay, if we do get the 25K, right? Where the hell's this money coming from?
That part right there. But again, I was watching a stream this morning, and it was an actual realtor on there, and she did the math. She used a house that was $450,000.
Yep.
And I think the interest rate was 10.5% on a 40-year mortgage.
That's about right. Yep.
Even with the down payment, if she took the $25,000 off the down payment, it only brought the monthly down payment down $30. What you doing with that?
Not much.
It brought it down $30. She did it with the 25 off the down payment, and she did it with the 25 off the house.
Which one was cheaper?
It was only a $30 difference.
Wow.
That's what I'm saying. It was only a $30 difference.
Only a $30 difference. That's embarrassing.
This is what I'm saying.
Because I had to think about with just that part of it. I'm like, and there's a lot of people who's not with that either. That's on both sides with the 25,000.
Okay, you know what, Harry? I don't know who it went to because, like I said, I didn't get it. My sister didn't get it. I don't know anybody who got it.
But I started thinking outside the box, like who's gonna really be qualified for it? Because I know you're gonna have to have some kind of program that you gotta fill out to see if you even pre-qualify.
Right. And my thing is this right here. So let's say you want to buy a house, right? You got decent credit, and let's say, you know what I'm saying, let's say your grandmama died, and you get insurance money. Let's say you get $100,000 in insurance money. You got your down payment, so you put, let's say you need $40,000 for your down payment. You put $40,000 from that 100 on your down payment. You still got to pay for the rest of the house. That's the down payment. Ain't got nothing to do with the rest of it.
True. And that's not even including closing costs off the back.
This is what I'm talking about. Cause see, that's how we got into this in the home loan credit.
In the first place.
Somebody cut that. Who cut that?
Somebody cut what?
I know Trump took off the home tax credit on your taxes. I know he took that off, but somebody cut the hold on. Who cut that? But it's minimal. Yes, I got an echo. Let's see. Because microphone. Yep. Okay.
I do gotta say, most of the things that they're proposing, like, it's not really even tangible to get.
No, but my thing, who's qualifying? Because that's what happened the first time. You're saying they put, especially with them adjustable rates.
Yeah.
People, you know what I'm saying, with first 3 or 4 years, they was good. Then it went up, they was still okay, they could pay it. Then it kept going to where they couldn't pay.
Yep. And that's when it was that big economic crash in 2008. A lot of people lost their damn house and didn't basically to bail out the banks so they could still sell the property.
Okay, so Queen says Trump hasn't proposed anything tangible, nor has he discussed any of his policies. He actually has, and I've streamed it.
Yes, he has.
Yeah, no, he actually has. I've streamed it.
And look on his website; it's already on there. Like
You
one of the
already
biggest
see.
plans he's trying to do is the platinum one for black people, and that platinum plan is phenomenal because it's only dealing with only black people. They ain't dealing with no other race. They're black people.
Okay, well, you've missed something somewhere, Queen, because we've seen it.
That's the honest truth on that. And like most of the policies that's actually Trump is actually bringing out, I'm with it. I agree with it 100%. There might be like one or two things I don't agree with, but for the most part, his policies is impeccable. So I can't really say that about Kamala yet because she still don't have any on her website. And it's like it's hella disappointing too because it's only less than 80 days for it. So
I think we
she should already
actually
had some type of
I think we in
policy
the
already on the
70s now.
website. And there still ain't nothing. So what does that tell you?
Hey, it is what it is. I need to hold on.
And all the policies that's on Trump's site right now, you can actually challenge them and question them about the dang his policies.
Oh, there he is.
I mean, I sure can't question Kamala yet. So,
Well, like I said, we're gonna see what she say Thursday because this is her time. Okay, you read the 40 agenda 47. That's different from what he done actually said. He went into
Yes,
more detail.
it is. 'Cause
I know what the
it's
problem is.
not Project 2025. I don't know why Kamala always wants to put that in effect. And most
Because
Democrats try to put that in effect. It's
that's
not that.
scare tactic. But I mean, I'm just saying, people gonna believe what they want to believe. I mean, I ain't gonna participate in the conversation with 6 other people and be the only one saying something different.
Yes, exactly. I mean, most people, what we don't do is read. So, I mean, that is a big ass problem. We don't read.
Exactly, Josh, and that's why we gonna be streaming this. Because again, how are you paying for this? If Trump tell me in his first 100 days he gonna drill to bring the cost of energy down, which therefore is gonna trickle down to everything else. He just told me how he paying for it.
And also, he said too is pretty much everything with every man. He's trying to split it right in half before the first year is done, the first 4 months. He has some kind of
My thing.
plan. I sure has to. Like Kamala might brought these policies out, but she should have gotten a little bit more detail with her speech. Her speech was so damn short. Like she could have at least said like one or two, just how she's going to do it, not just say, "Oh, we're gonna do this, we're gonna do that, we're gonna do this, that." That sounds like more. That's our policies for immigrants for them to agree upon, not really, the American people. It does keep the question like,
I'm just waiting to hear about something I can use because insulin, I can't do nothing with that. Can't do nothing with going to the Planned Parenthood. I can't do nothing with child tax care credits. I can't do nothing with none of that. So I'm just waiting for something that I can take advantage of. That's all.
yeah, exactly. I think really the only thing I really agree upon is probably the prescription drugs, but it doesn't help me for nothing anyway. So, I mean,
Yeah,
everything
because I
else,
mean, as I'm saying, price gouging, we already have that. I'm saying in place. I don't know why she would saying bring that out in North Carolina.
oh,
We've been had
the
that. We've
price
been had
gouging
that in place.
thing,
That
that's
ain't
going
nothing new
if she
here.
try to
Um,
implement that, that's not going to work. That's an empty promise.
I mean, but you know what? It would work if we actually, manufactured, something that everybody needed here. We don't.
That's true. That's true.
We don't. It would work if we was, saying.
So instead of being
Again, it's 11% of the United States population that got diabetes, and just because you got diabetes don't mean you're taking insulin. So again, ain't got shit to do with me. Ain't got nothing to do with my sister. Ain't got nothing to do with my granddaddy. Ain't got nothing to do with my daddy, or my aunties, or my cousins. So again, that ain't helping us.
Facts. I agree. But hopefully from the stupid convention that we should maybe would mention a little bit more.
Okay, so why don't we talk about how Black people can get away from the diabetes? So the solution is to just get some insulin and not get it to start with.
Or like most black people got that type 2, just lose the weight. Like it's saturated fatty foods and sugar.
Again,
It's a preventable disease, like you said.
I know ones who do, and I know gobs who don't. So again, we talking 11% of the United States population, and all of them ain't Black. So
Yes,
what's up?
that is correct.
Lower energy will help me all day
Yes.
long.
I mean, Trump does have a plan that pretty much is going to knock down prices for a lot of things, and it has, and we have basically we already have seen that it actually does work, not don't work. In essence.
Again, I wasn't taking insulin, so that ain't bother me. I'm talking about me. I don't about what I'm saying. Yeah, that wasn't bothering me.
And I remember when you did that graph that they were based with drugs that they're gonna do first, the first 10. It's not really it's not like a mass amount of people is on those particular prescriptions.
Oh wow.
That they want to discount. But I remember when you mentioned it, I'm like, wow.
Wait a minute, what?
I
Hold on.
actually thought the rate would be higher, but no, it was way less than you told me.
Okay. Federal Trade Commission cracking down on companies and influencers that buy and sell fake reviews, followers, and engagement. Ooh, okay. Okay. You know what, Queen? It don't matter what we say. You gonna believe what you want to believe. So do what you do. Do what you do. Because there ain't no way in the world you fact checked all of that and it's true. And I just sat up here and told y'all I just talked to a relative like 2 hours ago.
Her answer?
It wasn't no question.
Okay,
So she fact checked everything she said and it was true.
Yeah, that's a fucking lie. I know that shit for a fact. Because there was like 3 or 4 things that Kamala lied in her speech right now.
But we ain't getting into all of that.
The facts, like, you have a name for what you fact check? Maybe I got something wrong.
Look, we ain't even finna get into all that because, like I said, we got to get. I got to get myself together and come back to stream the convention. Ooh, girl, why you do that?
Well, that's about an hour and a half from now.
Yeah.
All right, for sure.
Yep. Y'all make sure you got your child. She been lying, but anyway. Because again, okay, they've been in office for 3 years. Why hadn't she done any of this?
That's one of the most 100% questions you ever ask somebody. Why haven't she did it? Because there's certain things she can actually get done right now in the executive order, but I already know she ain't gonna do that anyway.
And I hope you wasn't using Google for your fact checking because they already admitted last week that they stuff been scrubbed. So we don't want to do that.
Yep.
But anyway, I'm gonna go ahead and end this stream, and I will see y'all in a few shakes when the convention starts. So y'all be easy, and I'll see y'all in a few.
All right.
Woo!